Yeah, they're trying to make it so citizen journalists or just average Americans who are going about seeing what's happening inside their community, they're trying to scare them from talking about potential fraud taking place inside of these communities. And like, I mean, think about it. They're literally willing to impose a $10,000 fine or imprisonment if you go and seek to find out the truth about a location that could potentially be fraudulent inside your own neighborhood.
Nick,
We got to talk about Democrats once again today because, as you just heard a little bit there, they are trying to, in California, criminalize journalism. Yeah. The same party that will cry and complain, oh, Trump is destroying journalism. He didn't allow CNN in the room. He kicked CNN out and he's attacking journalists and he's trying to destroy journalism. Yeah, those same people are trying to criminalize journalism. Not even kidding. There is a bill that Democrats are attempting to pass in California nicknamed the Nick Shirley Act. Yeah. So basically, people like Nick Shirley will not be able to go into California and expose any fraud, waste, or abuse that's going on. And if they do, they'll be put in jail and fined. You think I'm joking? Make sure you guys smack that like button. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. I would really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button to join the family. It's totally free. All right. I also have a second channel. The link is down below in the description box. It is called Extra Rich. All right. Let's jump into it, shall we?
YouTuber Nick Shirley calling out a proposed California bill that he claims would criminalize investigative journalism, including his viral efforts to expose fraud in the state.
Correspondent Heather Myers is live in San Diego with the details on this. Heather, good morning.
Good morning to you, Sean and Christine. The author of this bill, which is California Assembly Bill 2624, is Democratic Assemblywoman Mia Bonta. And if her last name sounds familiar, it is. In fact, her husband is the Attorney General of California, Rob Bonta. So Republicans have nicknamed this bill the Stop Nick Shirley Act, and it aims to, quote, protect the privacy and stop the harassment of those who provide services to immigrants. It would put into place restrictions around recording and posting content, including names and workplace or home addresses of those who work for these taxpayer-funded organizations. Anyone who posts these videos or photo could be subject to a $10,000 fine, jail time, and even forced to take the content down. But critics are raising concerns about how far those limits could go. Nick Shirley, who built a large online following investigative alleged fraud, says the bill could end up criminalizing investigative journalism.
For instance, if this bill is passed, the Quality Learning Center that was in Minnesota would be protected from being exposed. That is absolutely crazy.
So Assemblywoman Mia Bonta says this is about protecting privacy and preventing harassment and doxing for the workers who work at these taxpayer-funded organizations who, again, provide services to immigrants. She says it's not about shutting down legitimate reporting.
Individuals who were investigating were journalists. This bill it ensures that we protect lawful free speech and opportunity for criticism.
California Democrat politicians not only won't do anything about the fraud, but they're going after the people who are trying to uncover these crimes and the waste of taxpayer money. It is shameful, and all of these politicians ought to be called on the carpet.
So this bill has already passed through the first committee, and if it does become law, Republican Assemblyman Carl DeMaio, who you just heard from at the end there, says this is sure to face a legal battle. Reporting live in San Diego, I'm Heather Myers.
Yeah, I feel like this has to face some legal challenges because that is just absolutely wild. You're going to find me and throw me in jail because I'm exposing someone who is allegedly committing fraud? It's crazy. Like, instead of, possibly cleaning up the fraud, waste, and abuse that's going on in your state, instead, you'd rather try to continue to cover it up even further by criminalizing the folks who are exposing it. And this goes to show the only thing that Democrats care about is winning. That's all they care about. They don't care about these victims, as we've been talking about, right? With Eric Swalwell and the Epstein list. They don't care about that. And I mean, the perfect example for as far as the Epstein list goes, Democrats had the Epstein list for 4 years under the Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration. Ask yourself this question. How many times did you hear any Democrats talking about the Epstein list when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris had it over those 4 years? I'll wait. They didn't even mention it. It wasn't even a thought. It was only a thought once Trump got in office. Then all of a sudden, we can use this as a political, football, right, so to speak. We can score some political points here with this topic of discussion. We're going to keep throwing it out there. But they had nothing to say when they had the same files for 4 years. Like this whole Epstein files, and Epstein is nothing new. They've had the same files. So why all of a sudden now? It's because the only thing that these people care about is winning, is power. That is it. That is all. If they can score some political points with it, they're going to run with it. They're going to run with it. I even heard, okay, just scrolling through, doing my what I do on a daily basis, coming up with these stories, right? Finding these stories. I even heard that Gavin Newsom has hired a PR firm. Not even joking. I got to do some more digging on this, guys. Maybe I'll make an entire video on this. The word on the streets is that Gavin Newsom has hired a PR firm to try to clean up the image of California. Yeah. Instead of actually cleaning up California and making California, yes, I call it California, not California. I know. For those of you that are like, why is he saying California? We know why. Instead of cleaning up California and making it a great state, he would rather pay a firm, allegedly, to try to clean up the image of it rather than actually cleaning it up. And it's the same thing with this fraud. Instead of actually getting rid of the fraud, they would rather try to cover it up by criminalizing anybody exposing it. And yet people will tell you, because we've had some individuals come out, right? People will tell you, no, don't vote Republican, vote Democrat. Really? Because we got a few Republicans that are pathetic, like John Thune. Really? That's what you want us to vote for? Bullshit. Okay, excuse my language, but I just gotta say it. BS. Right? It's BS. I want to hop into a little bit more of this in some of this going on. I want to check out this clip with y'all I can't think of this guy. Why can't I think of this guy's name? I always, what is his? Will Kane. I could not think of his name. I was trying to read the description because I know they typically put their names in the description, but here it is. Check it out.
It would let eligible individuals keep their home addresses confidential. It would also ban the sharing of photos or personal information that could lead to any type of harassment or harm online. And it allows victims to seek $4,000 in damages, and it subjects the violators to fines of up to $10,000 or even a year in jail if you are found in violation of the Privacy for Immigration Support Service providers. Critics say, though, it could complicate the on-the-ground investigations, right as California is already dealing with massive fraud scandals. And a lot of those red flags were brought to light because people actually went out and looked. Fox News' William LaJeunesse visited a California home health center where the credentials of an 87-year-old doctor were used to bill for 29,000 non-existent patients. Fox News Digital uncovered $3.5 billion in taxpayer losses, over 1,900 hospice providers. That's more than 36 states combined. There were 112 of them at one location, one commercial building, and the average stay in hospice was over 3 months. All right, joining us now is independent journalist Nick Shirley. Nick, it's good to
And now they're trying to cover all that up by criminalizing you if you expose it. Wow. Incredible. Incredible. And that's a nice poster that Nick Shirley has in the background. I know it's completely random, but look at that. That's hilarious. It's Tim Waltz and Nick Shirley punching him in the face. That's hilarious. Hey, listen, I'm not promoting any violence. I just thought it was a hilarious poster. But yeah, man, what do y'all think? Is this actually going to become law in California? It's already passed the first hurdle. And so with these Democrats, you know, you can never put anything past them. Because just when you think, yeah, they ain't going any further than this. There's no way. This has to be like the limit. Then they push it even further and they do something else even crazier. So I'm not putting this past Democrats. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.